Welcome, race fans, to round 4 coverage of the ODR Pro Series. It's Kono here alongside Brent to help commentate. The conditions today, wet and cold, but the racing is going to heat it all up, so let's get into it. Back at round 1, it was all Clade Glasgow and Cory Graffunder showing off what top speed is all about.
The first 2 rounds, those guys left everybody racing for a distant third. Clearly they had a pace going on that was in a different class. I know Clade really wanted to go a head-to-head battle at some point and beat Cory straight up, but it just never happened.
Well, Cory's been in a league of his own all year long, so let's go down and hear from the kid.
Once after the spring portion, went out and did some motocross, did the Canadian Pro National Series on a 250F. That went pretty good. It was a really great experience for me. KTM was there supporting huge, and the rest of the guys, Elka Suspension and Shift, M2R, they were all there supporting me great. So it was a great experience for me. See where I stand in the motocross scheme of things, and maybe next year I'll be on the 450 and see how it goes on the big bike. Gearing up to go down to Las Vegas Endurocross again. Going to do the final round of that. I did it 2 years ago in 2005 and crashed out of that, so I got to go back and redeem myself there. KTM set me up with a bike down there and flying me down, so that's going to be great. I'm training hard for that, and hopefully I can make a good showing there, get in the top 10 and hopefully get on the podium. I'd love to be up there. Shortly after that, a month after, in December, I'm going to be going down to Last Man Standing in Texas again. 4th place there last year was pretty good, so I'm going to try to improve upon that, close the gap up on David Knight a bit. So,
what's it going to take to get on guys like David Knight?
I know he comes from a trials background, so might be worth getting into that a little bit, just to, tune your technical riding skills, because that's what that is. It's just, clutch work, really slow, rocks, steep hills, downhills, all that stuff is just really precise and really technical. Got a call from KTM the other day. They said, "Hey Cory, you wanna go down to doing GNCC?" I said, "Sign me up." What's it gonna take? They said, "We're gonna have a bike down there for you and set everything up for you. So bring your suspension and your handlebars and a mechanic, and we'll put you under the factory rig and see how you do." So I'm super stoked on that. That's in about 2 weeks' time. So I'm gonna try and put a good result in down there as well.
While Cory seems to be taking it all the way in this sport, at 19 years of age, he's really been a prodigy in off-road racing.
For sure, there's no looking back for him now, and the GNCCs could be a great future for him.
I didn't hear him talk about the Montreal race that he did back in August.
he actually wouldn't say it on camera, but I think Cory did a real smart thing out there. He knew Guy Giroux was the local hero and the crowd favorite, and I think Cory took home more Eastern fans by letting Guy take home top honors on that day.
Okay, there goes the Pro Start.
And this is about as much as we're going to see of Cory. He's checked out, and we'll probably put him in a good solid 4 laps, no contention.
And we have veteran racers Mike Federer keeping close on lap 1, looking fast. Eliasson is right behind, not too far off the pace. But what's this? He's coming into a pit.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. Gassing after lap 1 is a bit odd, but let's see, maybe there's some genius strategy on his part here.
Okay, let's talk about Dustin Eliasson. We're expecting great things from this kid in 2008, aren't we?
There's no doubt he's fast, but he's had the Robbie Renard syndrome these past few years, where at times he's probably the fastest guy out there, but it takes consistency to win a championship.
And he's only 16 years old, so there's plenty of time for him to figure out how to put it all together.
So Kono, you've been around a long time. You're a veteran voiceover guy, but a lot of people probably don't know this. You're one of the 3 voices that the studios hire to do their movie trailers.
Yeah, I do that now, but I started in radio many years ago.
All right. Well, let's hear some of that magic voice, that trailer voice that sells those movies.
All right. Well, this is one I did for about a year ago. It was for Scary Movie 4. Scary Movie 4. You never forget your 4th time. How's that?
That's good. I probably never saw that movie.
And I think that you and a lot of other people never saw that movie. And we have the last lap for Cory here, who stopped for one last gas up and a fresh pair of goggles. Is he still focused? I mean, what do you think is going through his mind at this point of the race?
He's probably making his grocery list for next week, deciding who he's sending Christmas cards to this year. I mean, he's so unchallenged that his mind is probably everywhere else but here today.
Yeah, he's probably thinking about, where shall I have lunch tomorrow?
Exactly.
Okay, let's get some final commentary on the day.
The best part of putting on a race and cutting trail is at the end when everybody's happy and sweaty and dirty and they had a good race, I guess. Today would have been a little bit better if we wouldn't have had rain. The rain made it slippery up on top. The rocks, the dirt was okay, but the rocks were quite slimy. And lots of roots on the upper part of our trail. So everybody just had to pay attention, and there was no injuries. I just talked to the first aid guy. It's the quietest he's ever been, so that's also a good thing as well. I've been riding for, 30 years or more. Started when I was a kid like everybody else, and just putting in the trees, having fun. Right now with ODR and our Pee Wee series, so right from the very youngest people to the very oldest can come out and enjoy the sport and have fun. So definitely it keeps everybody contained in a single area, and it also is easier to look after land issues that everybody's so important these days.
Today I was riding Super Vet, chasing Bernie Graffunder and a couple of guys I raced with in the old days, and they just rode a little smarter than me today. Very, very slippery, but an amazing course. And I went down a few times. It just kind of saps your energy, and couldn't reel them back in. It's a lot of fun. It was my passion in my younger days, in my 20s. Got out of it and then got back into it when my son got in his teens and needed to keep busy to stay out of trouble. And here I am hooked again. He's off working and paying his own bills, and I'm out having fun and riding and racing dirt bikes.
Here's Dustin Eliason.
My season so far, it's kind of, the bike's been breaking down, but now we got all the knickknacks sorted out, and the bike's running good, and I feel great. Well, Mike Federer, he's quite the competition now, so we're riding pretty good. So 2008, I think I might jump up to the pro class, see what I can do, see where it'll take me, see how far I can get in the racing career.
This last year I managed to win the expert class, but this year here it's been quite a challenge with the young guys coming up, and they're all pushing to get into pro class, and they're all riding real fast. And today it was a little more of a gnarlier technical ride, which kind of benefited me, that I didn't have to hang it right out, and my gas really pulled through on a lot of the hills, and was able to just crawl over all the rocks and roots and just keep it real smooth and steady. I think that helped out a lot. And I was constantly looking over my shoulder for Dustin there. I figured he was going to stang me at the end, but managed to hold it off and had a good ride.
Looking forward to the pro. Hopefully I'll do well. I mean, Dustin and the Graffunders and all those guys are definitely fast, and hopefully I can keep up to them next year. I'll work hard and maybe I'll keep up to them.
That's another round in the books as this season draws to a close. Thanks for joining us for ODR's next day coverage of the Pro Series. For Brent and myself, Kono, we'll see you in a few weeks for the next round. It's gonna be off the hizzle. What does that mean?